This is the big story this past week. Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. I feel like we talked about this a lot, huh?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Huh?
But I mean,
she came out and admitted that she got
shot.
She went on her live.
You saw that?
Yeah, that actually popped up on my timeline.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shocker.
That must be a big story then.
Huge.
I think they kind of forced out on
like
everyone
Instagram
you
Live,
have
right?
to- yeah.
Yeah.
On IG Live. And she basically outed Tory Lanez, right? Which pretty much that was the big assumption.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Are people freaking out about it?
Oh, people are mad. Like I saw
Really?
T.I. I saw a bunch of artists like Chance the Rapper. Just a lot of people are saying that, they're obviously denouncing him. Do you think there's a timeline Tory Lanez should be speaking up? I think if he's going to do it, he better do it now.
You should have did it yesterday.
You think it's too late now? Like if you,
I don't think it's ever
What
too
do you
late
say?
to speak out.
What do you say?
Well, first of all, I think he should be
My bad.
deported. Or what do you think? What he should physically say? Like,
Yeah.
well,
He's like, my bad.
dude, he won't, bro. I'm convinced that dude
perfect
is a
world.
coward.
Let's say he does. What do you think he should say?
He should say, I deeply apologize, and he should give the rundown on what happened, and
Yeah.
he should give everyone that, but he won't. He's not gonna say shit. He's just gonna make fucking music.
You think that's due to fear? He just wants to avoid those situations?
Cowardice.
Mm.
He would have been said that if he was real. He'd be like, look, man, I fucked up. I was drunk. I shot her in the foot, and I'm never gonna.
We've all been there, right?
I shot her in the foot. I'm never gonna forgive myself, and I apologize, Megan. But he doesn't give a shit because him and his publicist, the whole team, like they were trying to make it seem like he didn't really shoot her.
Yeah, no, she did talk about that. But here's the thing. I just want to add one thing. She never said, correct me if I'm wrong, what the argument was about, right? On her IG Live, she outed him, but she never said what they're arguing about. Now, can you imagine if they were arguing about her not giving him any ass? Let's say he gets on his live and admits the truth. Do you think he should just be saying that? Guys, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I was trying to hook up with her. She wasn't having it. I messed up. I shot her in the foot because of anger, just like that.
Nah, that'd be the worst thing to say.
I don't think he doesn't need to be super specific and break down like what shoes she was wearing and what T-shirt and what they were talking about. They should have said I
was being irresponsible with the firearm.
I was being irresponsible with the firearm.
And it accidentally
literally
went off.
like, I mean, even if he's given half truths, like say something, like give it like, break it down to the most simplistic form. You don't have to talk about that.
Maybe it's just the way my mind thinks, but then what if she goes back in and says, nah, mother, we argued over this. Yeah,
No,
don't say half truths.
She
wouldn't
say
all
do
of
that.
it.
She wouldn't do that unless he said something that made her look stupid. Like it's like, yeah, I told her, she couldn't suck my dick, and she tried, and I tried to stop her, and next thing I knew, I shot her in the foot. She was being too aggressive. She would be like, you asshole, I would never do that, you lying piece of shit. That's only, but if he kept it like, look, I was irresponsible. We got into an argument, and I was just waving it around, not being responsible again, and it went off, and somehow it shot her in both her feet. Like what the?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Both her feet? I thought it was 1 foot.
She said 2.
How do you shoot 2 feet?
That's what I'm saying. How do you accidentally shoot 2 feet?
In one shot?
Because it's not accidental.
No, it wasn't.
So you went boop boop in each foot?
It was like 2 shots. It must have been.
Was it 2 shots? Did we know that?
She got shot in each foot. That means 1 bullet per foot.
We know she got shot. We don't know how many rounds or how many shots.
But I know.
I always
she
thought
got
it was
2
1 foot.
feet. So she said she got shot in both her feet.
Then that was on purpose. I thought this whole time this was 1 foot.
We don't know if it's on purpose or accident. That's why he needs to
1
talk.
foot is an accident. 2 feet.
And
I went
to
boop boop.
And his ass needs to be deported. I said that.
Yeah.
He needs to be deported ASAP.
And to be honest, in her live, she outed him, but she wasn't super specific. You agree? Like she wasn't super specific on. She didn't say what the argument was about. She
doesn't need to be.
She doesn't need to. I'm just saying. I'm just kind of replaying it back in my head.
She was doing him a favor in the beginning.
She wasn't
trying to talk about it.
Right.
She was trying to kind of be on some street code level type thing. Like, oh, don't snitch, even though she's not a gang member at all. She's a civilian, and then Tory Lanez and their team, they're like kind of behind the scenes, putting up articles that he didn't shoot her. So then that's what pissed her off.
That's what pressed her.
That's what pressed her, is that Tory Lanez was being a fuckboy. Him and his team were being a fuckboy instead of taking responsibility, which I'm not surprised at all.
By the way, gang members are civilians too.
No, they're not.
They're not?
No, when you are committing crimes, you're a criminal.
Well, they're bad civilian.
No.
They're okay.
Or
Anyway,
bad civilian.
Legally, you're a criminal.
you think his career now? I know we asked this 2 weeks ago, but now since we know more, you think he's done career-wise? You think that no one's gonna buy his music?
Nah, I don't think so. I think people will still. If he came out with something, it'd be
Really?
like, he'll do a song saying saying that one time I shot.
I hate to do this, but can we compare real quick Chris Brown and Rihanna? Just school me on this. Chris Brown is still making
Chris
music.
Brown can come back. He can.
That whole Chris Brown Rihanna situation. Compare that with Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. So
I don't think it's the same. It's not the same.
It's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were Chris Brown. They were dating, and he beat the shit out of her.
right, and he admitted it, and time I think helped.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely
like,
healed some things.
yeah, but it took. I mean, he's still been blacklisted. Like he's
Still is too.
The fact that he's super talented, I think, is why he's even relevant. Is because he's talented, but he's been blacklisted, like hella blacklisted. Now, is that gonna happen to Tory Lanez? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Because I think that the story is still foggy. Like, okay, she got shot, but like, how was it? What was the intention? We know that Chris Brown like voluntarily beat up Rihanna, and then we saw the wounds of it. And then domestic violence is so like, it comes close to home to a lot of people that come from that background. So it's very easy to be like, get him the fuck out of here.
How about if video surfaces and Tory is in fact 100% guilty? How about that? Does that change?
100% guilty of like him wanting to shoot her in the foot?
Then
yeah, for sure. He should go to fucking jail. It's not about, is people going to download his music? No, he should be in jail and not being able to make music for the next fucking 5 to 10 years. Like every other person who shoots people.
In the foot.
Now I'm absorbing everything you're saying. I'm just thinking about.
He should go to jail.
No,
it's not even about is he gonna have a career? He should not have a career. He should be stripped of any privileges he's had and go to freaking jail like every other.
But aside
freaking
from
celebrities always get a damn treatment, man. If it was anyone else, they would have been in jail.
100%. If it was me, I'd be in jail.
For
if I
sure,
shot
bro.
Julian in the foot right now, I'd be done.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how does that happen?
You'd miss.
His
I
ass
have
not in
size 7
jail.
feet. You'd miss. Trust me, you would miss. I get what you're saying. I just, not to harp on this too long, but if he's in jail, he was still making music. Let's just assume. I just wonder if people would still like mess with him. You know what I mean? If
He'll do that thing.
There would still be people that would mess with him.
If
for
he
sure.
could,
100%.
yeah,
There's
Shitty people out there. So
There's still people who love Chris Brown. So like people who love.
yeah.
yeah, like women.
Yeah, I see like.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I see tweets and stuff. People thirsting over Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That
Like
hasn't
what?
changed.
Chris Brown.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so let's talk more music. JayZ, Pharrell, they dropped that song Entrepreneur. Thanks for putting me on this, Nile.
Yeah.
Is it
Watched
good?
it.
I haven't heard it.
Hell no.
No, you don't like it?
It's trash.
Really?
The song is trash.
Oh man.
Put it in a dumpster.
I was the biggest fan of Pharrell back in the day.
Huh?
I was the biggest fan of Pharrell back in the day.
Yeah, me
liked
too.
him.
Pharrell's cool. Now he's annoying.
Yeah.
Especially I found out he like lives like in a house that's like the size of a community college. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Dude, no, I'm not trying to hear no
That's
songs
the dream,
from you
though.
talking about entrepreneurship.
Now, let me ask you this, just because.
Word.
Do you think that the message is a good message?
Nope.
To be
So
an
I mean, why don't you
entrepreneur?
give him context? So the song is
Okay.
called Entrepreneur. So it's a song by JayZ and Pharrell, and they're talking about working hard, not asking for handouts, just kind of like striverism, bootstrapism language.
One quick
in
thing.
2020.
I don't want to cut you off, but I just also want to add in. But also, they're highlighting people in their community that have quote unquote, I guess, made it, that are successful. You know what I mean? Am I wrong? I mean,
They're not
throughout the
Black
video-
Americans. JayZ and Pharrell, they're making music. Black celebrities' purpose is to make music and to have us live vicariously through them. Right now, Black people, there's a movement of fighting for reparations, meaning we are trying to make sure the government takes responsibility of the that we've been through and why we're disenfranchised. Okay, and we have people like JayZ and Pharrell saying, "Oh, don't ask for handouts." Then he said something about throwing a bone. Don't wait for folks to throw you a bone. Serial entrepreneur. We
I think they're
we
just trying
on
to
our
motivate,
own.
no?
No,
They're trying to-
man,
I mean, it's not a positive
it's
message.
a motivation to bootstrapism. It's not actually what Black people need to hear is liberation.
Can you define bootstrapism?
Bootstrapism is meaning just
yeah.
work hard and you'll be good. And it's the same thing.
Is that what I mean? That's the definition.
That's bootstrapism.
Yeah,
It's
pick
tie
yourself
yourselves
up.
up by the bootstraps.
Pick
That's
yourself
not
up by
true.
the
Like
bootstrap.
we all know that working hard doesn't automatically
then
equate
that's-
to success. But it's better than not working at all or not even trying, right? I mean, you got to play devil's advocate is what I'm saying.
How about, but what's better is saying black people need to stand up and fight for what they are owed in this country. That's what's better.
But there's also nothing wrong with working hard.
You can do both.
Right.
And JayZ,
he ain't doing both.
And JayZ is like if I picture a capitalist, it's JayZ.
Yeah, and he capitalized off of selling drugs in the beginning of his career. Right. So who the hell is he to talk about? So what is he saying? Just work hard. What was his working hard? Selling drugs in this community?
Okay.
He should shut the hell up.
I get
on some real shit.
I get that.
So
he started, okay, but does it make, and I'm just asking, man, I know you're heated. Does it make it okay if someone, let's just take him out of the picture. If someone, let's say from their beginnings, let's say they got their money that way, you know, doing the street
selling
game.
drugs,
hurting your own community. Okay, hurting your own community.
Okay.
Does it make it? Is it any? I'm not saying does it make it right, but what if they try to right their wrongs and try to give back their community, whether it's jobs, opportunities? What do you say to that? I'm not saying JayZ's doing that.
Sure, but if they're a public figure and they're sharing a voice, they need to be educated on why the black community has been disenfranchised, why the black community has even have drugs in their communities, and why he needed to sell drugs. There's a reason why people sell drugs is because they don't have the resources to go to a good school, to get a good job, or whatever their upbringing is. They've been in the criminal game, and all they can do is sell drugs. So there's a historical context behind that. But if you're just like, hey, I sold drugs, and here I'm going to now give back to community. Sure, that's great. But if you're going to use your voice, you need to use the voice to motivate the people to fight for reparations.
Okay, bring me back.
That's where I'm at.
Okay, just bring me back real quick because I'm not familiar with, on that level. Let's say Tyler, the Creator, for example. They have him in the video, obviously, because it's a familiar face. He's a successful entrepreneur, right? Blackface. Sure. They're using that. They're using him among others. This guy Chase Infinite. I don't know who he is, but they say he took money that he made in the music industry and he bought coffee shop in his own community. So he's giving back to his community. What are your thoughts on that?
Isn't the idea of just being like taking the racial aspect of it, just being an entrepreneur and trying to build your own business and your brand? Isn't that kind of more what they're leaning towards?
They're talking to black people in the damn song. They're saying black man,
right?
Black man for freaking 40 seconds.
Yeah,
they're talking to the black community.
Pharrell, right?
They're telling black people it's the same thing as when. Trust me.
Yeah,
the song,
I haven't heard it, so it's hard for me to say. Black
celebrities are meant to make sure they lead black people to think a certain way.
Okay,
that's what they're here for.
If that's the case, how come? Do you think any of these people are aware of what's going on? The same thing? Are they seeing the same things that you're seeing? Obviously not, because they're in the video.
People? Who are you talking about?
These guys. All these people in the video.
Those people are tokens. It's called tokenism. You're using anomalies or people that were propped up to represent the success of your group of people. What is successful is the collective group of people being successful. That's what it is. When, for example, white people own $90 trillion of the national wealth out of $100 trillion. That is collective success. Black people own about $3 trillion out of that $100 trillion.
Does this attribute to collective success?
Hell no. That's tokenism. That's you just being the pick me. You just happen to be an anomaly, bro. That's like looking at basketball players and being like, oh, black people must be doing good because LeBron James is a millionaire. No, that's not what that means.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They're just using individual. But I mean,
it suppresses what the movement should be about.
Tell me again what he should be doing. If you're JayZ and you're in this position of power in Pharrell, huge
tell
brands.
You.
Okay, go ahead.
They should be saying what I'm saying. They should say that black people, you need to make these politicians earn your vote, and you need to fight for reparations because you cannot entrepreneur your way to success, to the type of success that we're talking about of billionaires. That's just facts. There's no capital in the black community. We have no money in the community. So you can't have black capitalism without capital.
JayZ has the capital. He's got the fucking capital. Him and Beyonce,
He's
they actually do have the
paid by
capital.
white people.
Right,
but he doesn't.
If he wanted to, he could.
If he wanted to, what?
He could help out the community if he wanted to.
If he wanted to help black people, he could, sure. But we're talking about I'd rather focus on collective upbringing instead of one person out of the goodness of their heart giving money. No, screw that. because the reason why we're at where we're at is because of historic oppression in this country. And we have people like JayZ saying, just work hard and you'll make that generational wealth.
Yeah, that's a lie.
That's a lie. So that's why I'm saying people. But so when I bring up someone like reparations, they're going to look at JayZ. Hold up. I don't need reparations because look at JayZ. Look, JayZ had to sell drugs. He had to freaking hurt his community to get to where he was and probably stab and lie all the way to his top. Is that the kind of success you want?
Yeah.
No.
You know that. I know that, but I'll bet you, Nile, I'll bet you there's a good portion that don't know those roots of how he got started.
Well, that's because we're too busy getting confused by celebrities and black celebrities.
Okay, so let's keep this a little bit lighthearted. What do you think of the actual song?
Trash. The song is ass.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like a message song. It's one of those songs that...
It's forced as hell.
Yeah, it's a little forced, but it's a message song. Regardless if you agree with the message or not, you're listening for the message. It's not exactly the most fluid song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of the songs that was designed to try to be a hit, but
well,
then it sounds
Niall's right. Is it Pharrell that sang the Black Man, Black Man?
Yes.
It just sounds... Sonically, just sounds like strange.
Yeah.
But I think I don't want to say I understand what he's doing, but they're trying to get their point across regardless if it's right or wrong, and they're trying to get into a song. Now, you would rather have everything you're saying, if they're going to put into a song, the message obviously say what you're saying, but in a 3 minute.
The message should be liberation, not entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is not real. Honestly, bro, we are in COVID-19 right now. 40% of black-owned businesses have lost their businesses between February and April, and then you want to talk about entrepreneurship instead of, hey, the government has completely fucked us over. We need to make sure we do what we can to hold those people accountable in power, because we don't have power to hold our businesses. The reason why we lost businesses is because we don't have power. But being an entrepreneur and working hard, listening to JayZ, okay, well then shoot, I'm just gonna work hard. I'm gonna work my money. How?
Right. And going back to what you're saying, the 40%, the African American community that normally would give their business to these establishments, they can't because they don't got no money.
Exactly.
That's why, and they have even less now due to the situation that we're in.
Exactly. And you have
right.
people like JayZ who are literally just tools of the establishment, and they don't want people to be like, you know what,
Justo,
what's up with these politicians?
Justo, tell me if you understand. My analogies are freaking weird as hell. This is how I am.
All right.
So Nile, this is my analogy. Just the way I think, and it makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I can only attribute it to like broadcasting because that's where I come from. So radio, we used to have a system called diary. That's the way they rate people that listen to the station. It's super antiquated. It's an old system, an old boy system. You know, it's super old. And now, you know, they use this methodology, which is old too, called PPM. But to switch from diary to PPM, a new method of listening, was a big change. Like, it took a mountain to make that change. Mm-hmm. My analogy is, for that change that you're asking for, that needs to happen, this is like, it's not a shift here. It would be like an entire 180 shift. It would take that's a drastic change, right? That's what you're talking about.
I mean, you're talking about like the solution or
yeah, well, I'm talking about
you're talking
the message needs to change.
Yeah, the music message needs to change.
Like, nothing wrong with working hard. Obviously, you want to work hard.
Sure, bro, everyone works hard. That's like, oh, make sure you eat healthy. Like, it's obvious.
I don't know.
It's like, oh my God, I never thought about working hard until I heard this JayZ song. Like, shut up. Yo, everybody works hard. Like, seriously, everybody works hard in this freaking country. You have to survive. Word. That's it.
100%.
Well, I don't know every single person.
Every single person.
Some people work hard.
Dude, all right, let me fix it then. Most people work hard. Okay. You're going to have a couple people that want to benefit from the system, but it's very small, minute compared to the people. Literally 90% of people in this country you have to work hard. You have to
survive,
work
right?
9 hours just to live here in San Francisco. Like, I mean,
9 hours. More than that.
Yes, I mean, like,
I get what you're saying.
In a day.
I get what you're saying.
So, you know, it's just, it plays into the, you know, it's disrespectful as hell. You're telling black people, like I said, don't ask them to throw you a bone. That's pretty much.
Do you follow Dame Dash at all? His whole story and his whole thing with JayZ, or no?
No.
Okay.
But I believe it.
I could have sworn Dame Dash.
Tupac, I know Tupac called JayZ a bitch.
Oh,
Damn.
Snap. I got nothing to say about that. But I vaguely remember Dame Dash, and maybe in past interviews, referencing this. But again, I don't want to say for sure, but just dating back, I think he's referenced this before. Obviously, it came off a little like harsh because you know how Dame Dash delivers his messages. But I think he did say that.
He said what?
Essentially what you're saying about Jay. And I'm not.
Yeah, JayZ's a ultra capitalist,
right?
and he benefits off of, and he says it, black. What is that word? Black excellence. Black excellence. He wants to look like he's the figment of black excellence, what it should look like. I don't know how he got to that level because he sold drugs, and no black person should be looking at anyone who made money selling drugs.